Hi, this is Sarah, the Stitchin Mommy, and this is Monday, August 19th, and I'm ready for my third week of Arbitrary August. I just finished filming the wrap-up for this past week, in which the first 2 weeks of Arbitrary August I only spun full coverage pieces. And I kind of maybe have gotten burnt out on those. Kind of lost my stitchy bug this past week, but it could be a variety of other things with life too. So I was counting what's left on here, and if I counted correctly, there's about 18 things left, and 9 are full coverage. So there's half, 50-50 chance I'll pick a full coverage again, which will be okay. I think I'm mentally ready for anything, but it would be nice to have something that's not full coverage, but we shall see what the wheel decides. So here we go. Arbitrary August, week 3. Project 5, I think. Alright, well, it's not full coverage, but it is intense. Fantasy Triptych by Teresa Wensler. This is a piece I took over from my sister-in-law, who started it and kind of got overwhelmed and stopped, and then I offered to finish it. I'll probably give it back to her when I finish it. So let's go see where I'm at with that and what part I might want to tackle in the next couple days. So I'll see you in a minute. So this is Fantasy Triptych by Teresa Wensler, and this is an old copy of the chart. I'm not sure when she started this, my sister-in-law, but several years ago. Pre-kids, and her oldest is like 8th grader now or something. I don't know. So this is done on the called for 25 count fabric because the lady, her face and his face are 1/1. There's a beast of confetti, especially in the trees. The people aren't as bad, but even in the lady that I've started to work on, there's times I completely miss colors. Even though I'm highlighting, I've missed symbols. So I know Lorna, the Ladybird Stitcher, is working on this as well, and she has started to park and seems to like that pretty well. So there's aspects of these panels that is a lot like full coverage. And so because of that, because I'm kind of full coveraged out at the moment, I'm thinking when I was bringing this up here that maybe I'll work on border. Because it's a little bit more straightforward for my mindset right now. So we shall see what I get to. But this is where the whip stands at the moment. It's pretty far along. My sister-in-law did most of the castle. I did a good chunk of this green, and then I worked on the borders and also started on the maiden. Her face is done being stitched, but the back stitching was, what's the word? It needed to be stitched fractionally over 1. So there were times when, even though this is 25 count, I would need to puncture the fabric to be halfway through a 1/1 stitch. It was very intense, and I was trying to do it with a regular embroidery needle, and that just was not working. I think they do recommend a sewing needle because it's sharp. So I ripped out what I had tried, and at some point I will come back with a sewing needle and work on her face, but probably not this time. I think I do have a little bit of this bit of the border started, so I could work on this more and get that filled in. There's some eyelets, I think, in here, which could be fun with some color, or work on maybe some of the like fancy bits up there too. So we'll see what I feel like. But this is where it's at right now, and I do think border is what I'm in the mood for right now. So 2 days of this on the border, and I will talk to you again on Wednesday. And again, if I get to a good stopping point, if I don't get to a good stopping point, and I feel like I need to continue on into Thursday, I'll probably do it. So Wednesday or Thursday, I will talk to you later and see what is Arbitrary August chooses for me next. Talk to you later. Hi, so it is actually Wednesday. For the first time in Arbitrary August, I come back on a Wednesday, and this is what I was able to get done on Fantasy Triptych. I'm very happy. I was able to fill in all the cross stitches and specialty stitches in this border, which was a lot of fun, especially since I've been doing a lot of full coverage. So these are eyelets, diamond eyelets, and then these are 2 different colors of plated cross stitch, which was pretty fun. And then the rest are full cross and quarter stitches in the dark color there. So I did all of that. Some of the darker color had been started, like this much of it, but I finished that off. And there was a little bit up here too. And then filled in the specialty stitches yesterday. Those go a lot faster than cross stitches because they fill up more fabric space. And they're just really fun, so you want to keep going. So yeah, that was really fun. There's beads in here. These holes will be beads. And then there's also outlines of backstitching around the specialty stitches and around these border edge, these up and down verticals on the border. So there's a good amount left for detailing there, but I did that part and that was really fun. So yay! That was fun. I really enjoyed that. Now we will see what's gonna come next. Let me pull this up over here. Here's my Tiny Decisions app, and I had a commenter tell me that Tiny Decisions is now also made for Android. I believe when Arbitrary August was happening last year, it was only an iPhone app, and I was never aware that it got an Android version because I don't have an Android, so I didn't really care. But somebody did say they have an Android and the Tiny Decisions is available for that. So everybody can have one. That's what this app is called. So all the ones I've had before are blacked out. Let's see what I will get today. Three Sisters. This is another Golden Kite, another Emile Vernon, which another commenter told me, yes, it is a man. So it's Emile. And I will go show you this one. This is a very large piece, and I have a lot of ground started, I guess. So you have to look at it pretty far away sometimes, but we shall see what it looks like now and where I might want to work on for the next couple days. So this is Three Sisters. I have a couple of different pictures of it here because I had one version was printed on my printer and one was printed on my mother-in-law's printer, and they had slightly different tone to them, so I kept them both in here. This one was, I think, my second Golden Kite. It was gifted to me by my mother-in-law, and as a PDF. She just gave me a thumb drive as the present that I could unwrap. And I guess, I don't know. So this is how far I am on this one. Whoops. I dropped let me stand up. So this is on 18 count Ada, so it is quite large. And this is page 1, and I have 2 columns and most of a third finished in page 1, and it's a little bit richer than it's coming out in the picture, but greens, lots and lots and lots of confetti. In the last, this is the first thing I think I started parking on, and I was doing 1 block at a time because it was just so intense, and I wanted to be able to see some completed aspects, because I was doing it cross country as like this shows, and it was really defeating because I was never seeing anything finished. So what I decided to do since then is I'm doing the background parking and the girl's extreme cross country. So her face is covering many, many pages. And this is just the first girl of 3. This one represents me. This is my older sister, and this is my younger sister, because I am one of 3 sisters, and we each have a different color hair, just like this picture, which I thought was super cute. Mine is more blonde, and it's a lot darker now. My older sister is more red, who's also very brownish now, and my younger sister is really dark brown. So when we were kids especially, our hair was more distinct. And it's really cute, so it reminds me of me and my sisters. So this is me. I could finish this column the next couple days, but I'm tempted to work on her features. Her eyes and mouth and to get some more detail to come in there so she doesn't look so strange. Because I had picked some colors that were in a lot of this so that I could do a lot and fill in a lot. But these ones, there will be a lot of confetti in those areas, but I think I might want to pick out a few of those colors so that she looks a little bit more human. So maybe that's what I'll do. I will see. I'll plan to work on this today and tomorrow, and if I think I want to finish things up, I might give it a third day. Otherwise, I'll move on to Quick Stitch Iris for the weekend. So let's see what I get done in the next 2 or 3 days. Talk to you later. Hi, now I'm back, and it is Friday, August 23rd, and this is how far I got on Three Sisters by Golden Kite. And from here, it looks like I did a good amount. I did several colors in her face, so I picked one color that was kind of around her eyes, and that color was also like up here in her hair, and I finished out my thread over here because I pulled a really long thread, and when they're blended I just want to keep doing them. And then I did a few shades in her mouth, so you can kind of see that a little bit more, and I think that's really fun. There's a lot of confetti in there, and there's a lot of colors where they're used a lot too, so that are not these feature colors, but like skin and hair and stuff. So since I was doing just a couple days, I figured the shorter, less used symbols would be better, because then I could do several of them, and not, because if I picked a color that had a lot of symbols, the details wouldn't be coming out as much, and I might not even finish the symbol because it's like several pages worth of one symbol. But I think I did pretty well on that, and I'm really happy with how she's turning out. Obviously a long way to go, but 2 days on that, and I think she's pretty cute. Now, I decided, going into the weekend, I felt like doing more Arbitrary August and not going back to Quick Stitch Iris. I don't know, I'm not really feeling it. And I think that's okay. I want to just play and have fun, and let's pick another whip. I'll work on this for 3 days, and then next week I'll continue with my original plan of 3 2-day rotations of random whips. So that will be this will be the grand finale for Arbitrary August, and then I'll get back to business in September. And I think what will happen, I'm not sure what I'm going to work on in September, because it might depend on what gets drawn on this and what doesn't. If there's something on here that I do want to work on, I might just work on that. If I pull it out, like if it gets picked, and I work on it in August, and I maybe don't want to work on it again. So we'll kind of wait and see, probably till September 1st, what I want to work on. So let's see what I'm going to work on this weekend. Norwegian Ship Under Sail. That is a full coverage Golden Kite, and I will go get it and show you where I'm at. So here is Norwegian Ship Under Sail. This is the small version, because I felt it had enough detail. Obviously the full version was very crisp and very detailed in all of the rigging and everything, but the small version was still very nice. And on, I don't know if the picture on here is right, but the ones on the website on Golden Kite's website have the actual pixels showing, so you can tell what it will look like. My husband likes ships like this, and so I thought, I made him one already, which you could see in my first finishes video, which is way back on my channel, which is a little like mini dimensions kit. It was like a beads and charms, chart and charms kit that has a little ship like this. So this one I thought would be fun to do. These rich blues will be really fun. I'm up here in the drab browns and grays, but that's all right. This is where I'm at right now. The first 2 columns of page 1 are finished, and the ship doesn't show up until page 3, so I've got a ways to go in the drab brown and beige sky before I get to the ship. But that's all right. Because it is in the sky, there's a good amount of colors, but there's also nice swaths of color as well. So I think it is a reasonable goal to shoot for 1 column in the next 3 days. So that's what I'm going to try for. This is 25 count linen-ish even weave stuff that I believe is the same fabric I was stitching the love letter on, which I showed maybe the first week of Arbitrary August. So same cut of fabric, I just cut, I started a whole bunch of things around the same time, and this is from that same cut. So I will get started on this and let you know how I get to on Monday. Talk to you later. Hi, it's now Monday, August 26th, I believe, and this is how far I got on Norwegian ship under sail over the weekend, the past 3 days. So I didn't quite get a column finish, but I'm pretty happy with that. I kind of figured a column finish would be a little too hard to do. It doesn't look like there's a lot left, but there's enough colors that I think I would need at least another day, and I've already given this 3 days. So I don't want to sabotage the rest of Arbitrary August to finish this, so I'm going to go ahead and stop and pull another whip in my new vlog when I'm done here, and then I may come back to this before the end of the year. I have a couple things I want to do to like meet some goals. I think I'm going to start writing down some goals. For example, I want to finish the planter on Villa Mirabilia. I would like to maybe finish a page on La Soiree that I worked on last week because I only had one more column to finish that page. And this one, I could have my goal for the year be to finish this column, so I could come back to it at some point and finish the column. Because it would be nice to leave these in a nice stopping point. But something like the Nativity, which the Christmas one, if I wanted to, I could come work on it some more, but I wouldn't necessarily have to because it is at a good stopping point for the year. So, because I finished a page. So that's kind of my thoughts on that. I might pull out all my whips at some point and kind of see where they're all at and what makes sense for them. Especially the ones that maybe didn't get touched here in Arbitrary August, and I haven't been working on the rest of the year either. So I might go back through the ones that are left over and see, is there anything on these that I really want to try to finish before the year's out. Get to a nice goal. But this is the end of this rotation on Norwegian ship, and there's still 2 more columns in this page, so getting a page finish here is probably not going to be happening this year, but that's okay. This is a long-term piece. I'll now show you the rest of my random whips that I work on throughout the week, and I'm pretty happy with my progress on them this week. Let's see. Needle minder stuck together. My first one is my temperature quilt, which I update you on regularly. Last week I had not worked on much at all. I think all I got done was sashing. So I did get a good amount done on this. It's not 100% caught up, but it has made some good progress. So this is what it looked like last week. And here I am now. I could have highs all the way down to here. I worked on this yesterday, so I got the sashing done in case I had time to get all of my highs finished, but I did get the highs done all the way through. This is probably like, let's see, this would have been 24, 23, 22, so 21 highs. So I still need to get the lows filled in and caught up on the highs, but that is pretty nice progress for 1 week. I'm pretty happy with that. So August is underway, and I have a variety of colors in here, but they're all fairly warm because it is August. Not as hot as a lot of summers we've had in the recent history. I haven't used my top 2 colors on either of my temperature pieces this year, so I'm kind of curious if we'll ever need those colors. I don't really want to live through those colors, but I would like to stitch them, so I guess we'll see. That is the nature of the beast as far as doing it live as the year rolls, because you don't know if it's what you're going to get each year. This is my temperature balloons, and I am all caught up on this one. Today's the day for this one again, so I'll probably be able to do a little bit more on this today. This is what that looked like before, and here it is now. I worked on this on Saturday, so this balloon is all cut up. And I managed to finish this basket. And I was going to work on this cloud. However, I noticed when I started working on it, I have the clouds charted for B5200 because I wanted to make sure they popped off of the fabric, and stitched this cloud in B5200. But apparently I stitched this cloud in white, DMC Blanc. And you started this cloud with the leftover thread from this cloud. So when I started working on this cloud in B5200, it was apparent they were two different whites. So I had miscounted on the top of this cloud anyways, so I went ahead and ripped it out the top of the cloud and restitched it properly in B5200 and got an additional 2 rows in from what was there before, because I just finished my string. So that's positive progress on the cloud, and all cut up on the balloons. So that's pretty good. I'm really happy with that. And both of these are on 28 count MCG Textiles light blue even weave, 1/1 on which is 28 count, 1/1, and it's a discontinued fabric that was at Hobby Lobby. So my next one is Tea and Cakes Sal by Lakeside Needlecraft. I almost didn't bring this up because I thought, I haven't worked on that recently, but I have done something since you saw it last. I finished this block, but I think it only took me part of a day, so that's why it felt like forever since I'd worked on it. This is what that looked like last time, and here it is now. I've got it all the little cakes are backstitched, and it is 100% finished. So because of that, I decided to, rather than move on immediately to this next block, I decided to go to my Furry Animals freebie. So that's this one by Heaven and Earth Designs. It is sadly no longer available on their website, but I had stashed it years ago, looks like 2008. I had stashed it, and at some point a few years back I wanted to test some diagonal stitching with half stitch, and pulled this out, figured I could try it on this little one. Didn't like that method because it seemed like it was creating page breaks along the diagonal, where when I had a diagonal, when I was stitching diagonally with half stitches that were also this direction, it wasn't working well. So I went back to like cross country, and I've been happy with it. Now I'm just focusing on a finish. So this is what that looked like last time, and here it is now. Hopefully you can see some difference. I stitched several colors, and I believe first 2 columns are all 100% finished now. So what I'm doing is I'm just going through the columns, picking colors, and when I get to them, I'm doing them in the rest of the piece. So there has been work here and around here, as well as over here, because whichever color I work on everywhere. So you can see little flowers and mushrooms, and things are getting crisper because the holes are filling in. So that's really fun. I've been working on that in the valet line. So I'm still going to keep Tea and Cakes around in case I need to grab and go, because this one I need to highlight and the pattern's a little bigger and all of that nonsense. So, but it's a good one for the valet line. So I've been enjoying that. And my last one to show you is my daughter's piece. She didn't work on this at all last week, but she did get it out last night and worked on this a little bit. This is a little simple pattern I have up on my website, and she decided she liked it and wanted to work on it. She's doing hers on plastic canvas, 7 count plastic canvas with yarn that we were gifted, so the color scheme is different. This is what it looked like before, and here it is now. I think she was maybe over here on the E and just worked a little bit while we were watching BattleBots last night. So she just has a few more letters to go, and then she can work on finishing the kitty and working on the house, which is the concept of horizontal rows of stitches very close together is still hard for her, so she's not really looking forward to that, but I think she'll get it if she just sits down and focuses on it. So that's where she's at. And I will close this video out now and piece these all together for you, and then I'll start my vlog for the coming week, where I will have 3 more Arbitrary August pieces to go out in grand finale style. So I will hopefully see you. I don't know if I will upload this on September 1st or just wait till the following Monday and do a in-person recap on Monday. We will wait and see how I feel. The 1st is a Saturday, so no, maybe not. Maybe that's a Sunday. It's a Sunday. Yeah, I might just wait till Monday to put something together for you. So until next Monday, I hope you have a wonderful time stitching whatever you're working on, and take care. Happy stitching. Bye.